Virgins of Reddit, how bored are you of all the questions about sex on this sub? There was a guy at my primary school that, despite being a chill dude and having nothing about him that would invite bullying, was the butt of everyone's jokes. Anyway, one time we were all talking about girls and he comes out with, "I've got a girlfriend but she's at a different school, you wouldn't know her. Her name is redacted." This being obvious bullshit and him already being the laughingstock of the class, he was made fun of relentlessly for a couple of years anytime he brought her up. So a couple years of torment go by and we all start high school together and some girl walks up to him and he's all like, "Guys, this is redacted, my girlfriend." She was real. It was fucking hilarious. Pretty sure they're still together like 15 years later too. Edit, damn. I thought the redacted would have a line through it. NVM, fixed it. I'm more bored of Tifu right now. Tifu by doing it up the butt. Tifu by having a girlfriend. Tifu someone found my vibrator. I mean, right now, at this very moment, top of last 7 days. Tifu by telling my date's father my intentions with his daughter. Tifu by making an old lady think I roofied my girlfriend. Tifu by having video sex with a stranger. Tifu by getting a blowjob from another man. Tifu by sending my friend dicks in a bag. Tifu by wrapping myself in saran wrap, waking up in the hospital and claiming that is my fetish. Tifu by suctioning my menstrual cup to my cervix. Tifu by strength training my cat on accident. Tifu by acting cute for my husband but drooled on him instead. Tifu by not knowing my TV at a game mode. Tifu by having a YouTube playlist called Music for Hot Freaky Sex. Tifu with a Kegel ball and a long vagina. Tifu by drunkenly pointing and laughing at a girl who I thought was giving a guy a blowjob on the street. Tifu by getting my boyfriend to stick his penis into soda water. Tifu by telling my wife I got her a gift. Of those 15, one is about a cat, one is about a TV, and the rest is all sex stuff or so stuff. I'm this close to just unsubscribing. Ida for being a literally perfect person? English is my fourth language and I'm writing this on my phone with a throwaway account using only my toes while reading Kierkegaard, so please forgive me for any grammar mistakes. Smile. So, a little backstory. I'm a 24-year-old female, 5 feet 10 inches, white, thank God, skinny with DD breasts and an ass that barely fits in skinny jeans. People often say that I'm the most stunningly gorgeous person they've ever met and I should consider modeling, but I dunno lol. I'm child-free, an atheist, a meat lover, and strictly heterosexual. Anyway, both my parents died in a Muslim terrorist attack when I was 12 along with all my aunts, uncles, and grandparents, so I took it upon myself to raise all 20 of my siblings and cousins single-handedly, working 4 full-time jobs while going to school, leading 8 clubs, captaining the varsity volleyball, water polo, and basketball teams, and volunteering at a hospital, all while maintaining a healthy social life. I'm currently working on my 5th PhD and between running my successful nonprofit to end global poverty, writing my 11th novel, starring in the final Tarantino film, streaming Minecraft, protesting in Hong Kong, and phone banking for Bernie Sanders. So I was at the hardware store picking out a chandelier to put in the house I'm building for the homeless when this fat, smelly, repulsive, gay, transgender woman walks up to me and shrieks, "You're oppressing me by being thin. Eat a fucking vegan burger, you skinny slut." I hit her with the "okay boomer," and she responded, "That's literally as offensive as calling me a Enger." Then she threw her slimy crotch goblin at me and screamed, "Get her, Jaden. Infect her with your polio that you got because I refused to vaccinate you." I didn't want to be a Karen and call the manager over to settle this, so I took it upon myself to personally vaccinate her child right on the spot and saved his life. The woman then tried to convert me to Christianity, so I kicked her in the balls and dragged her out of the store. Everyone clapped, the manager gave me $1,000, which I donated to Team Trees, and Obama reached out to thank me for my bravery. So Reddit. Fellow Redditors. People of Reddit. Denizens of Reddit.com. Wise sages of the internet. Tell me the truth. Am I the asshole? Edit. Wow, this got a lot more attention than I thought it would. Since a lot of people are asking, yes, I am a Navy SEAL, and no, I have never pooped in my entire life. I was a quadriplegic after this incident, but I overcame the paralysis very quickly because I'm not a little bitch. Also, because it seems to be relevant, here are the details of my sex life. I get plowed 3 to 4 times a day by my perfect lover, I'm into every kink imaginable, I have no gag reflex, and my tubes are tied, so no worries there. Apparently sex with me cures all diseases and causes a bigger dopamine hit than heroin, but I dunno. DL, Doctor, I'm lonely. While I definitely want to have sex, what I yearn for is a relationship. I was raised in a Christian environment and taught abstinence only, and I never ended up dating while at Bible school. Then I lost my faith and spiraled into a major depression. My goal was to be a pastor and a counselor, so my faith was literally 100% of my purpose in life. Losing it nearly killed me, and it did end some friendships and for a time really strained my relationship with my family. While they aren't pleased that I'm not a Christian anymore, they still love and accept me. Took a few years and I got back on my feet, sorta. Had a handful of health problems too, but eventually started going to a proper uni at 24. I felt distant and unfamiliar from the rest of the classmates, and I haven't found a friend group after 3 years. I feel like all the groups are all impenetrable and as a result eventually gave up. I've asked out a few girls but was turned down every time. Not having really any social life or opportunities to meet girls worsened my confidence and shame about my body image. I have one friend in my city, but he's in a similar boat and just as lonely. I'm a little bit chubbier than an average non-athletic dude, but not morbidly obese or anything. I'd been good at faking confidence for quite a while, but the social isolation started wearing on me too much and I'm tired. Just living and being alone has become exhausting. Now I'm 27 and classes are all online, so opportunities to meet people are now completely non-existent. If I make it to 30, I'll probably go see an escort, but there's probably enough judgmental Christianity rattling around in my head that I would be filled with shame. As I said, I definitely desire sex. I'm not immune to biological urges/desires, but what I really crave is a romantic relationship. Binge watching TV together, fighting about stupid stuff, doing mushy romantic things for each other, crying with the other when something tragic happens. Supporting each other in goals and learning to communicate effectively. I've paid for a Tinder Plus subscription multiple times and I have a comprehensive bio and a good amount of pictures, but I know my strengths or what I have to offer a relationship don't really shine in the window shopping method of dating. I state this as a matter of fact, and I've accepted it. Your comment scares me. So if I'm single for the next 3 years my odds drop significantly? Disclaimer, I feel I should clarify that I'm not an incel, a forever alone, or a twat who feels entitled to sex. It sucks that I even feel the need to clarify this, but the reality is I am a lonely guy on the internet and a lot of lonely guys are drawn to incel rhetoric, unfortunately. P.S. I do have a good handful of friends apart from the one buddy who lives here, but they all live in other places and our only communication is online. So, while I am in a rough spot, I'm not completely without some human interaction. But, I'm still very lonely. I don't think I really set out to write this whole novel, but it felt kind of good to get off my chest. I was largely in the same boat as you for a good portion of my life, including the desire to be a pastor/counselor until losing my faith. I have found nearly every relationship I've had through meeting people at work in food service jobs, including the woman I'm about to marry next month. I'd say just invest in making your own life better and something will come along eventually. Keep your hopes up but keep your head down, focusing on improving your physical and mental health. Invest in yourself so that the person you find will reap the fruit of that labor in your eventual relationship. Yeah, it's a struggle but I'm working towards eating less and have to start doing some walking. Can't run/jog or lift because of a severe chronic back pain problem that hasn't been solved. I was probably most active during the last 3 months of 2019 when I found out that using the elliptical does not fuck with my back. So went to the university gym and used the elliptical twice a week. Started only able to do half a kilometer at a slow speed, eventually was going at a decent speed and doing 2 kilometers each time I went, but then in 2020 I just started giving myself excuses to not go to the gym and then COVID happened and the gym is closed to the public. So for now, walking will have to be the exercise. Until I figure out a different exercise that doesn't trigger a flare-up that worsens the state of my back. I appreciate your reply and heartfelt advice. At this point it would probably be more important to make some friendships than a relationship, but I'm quite starved for either. That's because if you don't lose your virginity by age 30 there's a reason for it. A decent bulk of those people are asexual and simply not interested. Most of the rest have some form of mental illness, be it extreme like low-functioning autism, that prevent more or less any kind of relationship, or less extreme like high social anxiety, which makes intimate relationships extremely difficult. A few unfortunate were born with terrible genes and look like Quasimodo or the Phantom of the Opera. The rest, as tough of a pill it is to swallow, are generally people who aren't willing to make the effort to be dateable, be it just being straight, rough and unpleasant, or don't take care of their body and lack personal grooming and dressing appropriately. Edit. It was pointed out that I incorrectly classified autism as a mental health issue when it is actually a developmental issue. I apologize.